In the boundless universe, danger and opportunity always walk side by side, and Luo Feng once again stands at the intersection of fate and risk. After escaping the relentless pursuit of the King of the Barking Mirror, Luo Feng did not have the luxury of rest. Each breath he took was filled with urgency because he knew better than anyone that survival in the universe was never guaranteed. Strength was the only truth, and avatars were the fastest way for him to climb toward the peak. With the help of his immortal servants, Luo Feng finally succeeded in obtaining a branch of the World Tree. That moment was filled with both relief and tension. The World Tree was no ordinary life form. It was a terrifying existence at the Universe Venerable level, a being whose mere presence could suppress countless experts. To even approach it required extreme caution, let alone steal something from it. Luo Feng infiltrated Tree Island again and again, risking exposure each time. On his first attempt, the World Tree sensed his aura almost instantly. On the second, its invisible pressure locked onto him like an unblinking eye. Only on the third attempt did Luo Feng succeed, and even then the price was heavy. He sacrificed a king-level immortal servant, using its destruction as a diversion to slip away under the nose of the World Tree itself. That escape was narrow, and Luo Feng knew that a single mistake would have meant annihilation. Holding the precious branch in his hands, Luo Feng wasted no time. He found a hidden and relatively safe place in the universe, isolated himself from all disturbances, and began the cultivation of his third clone. This plan was not impulsive. Long ago, while still at Purplethorn Island within the ancestral god sect, Luo Feng had already envisioned this path. A World Tree clone represented something almost unimaginable, control over time itself. If successful, his strength would undergo a fundamental transformation. With Babata and the others guarding him, Luo Feng poured his will, soul, and resources into the process. Every step was precise, every calculation flawless. By all logic, the conditions were perfect, yet reality proved cruel. As the cultivation progressed, Luo Feng gradually realized that something was wrong. The life level of the World Tree was simply too high. It was far beyond what his current state could bear. No matter how he adjusted the method, no matter how he stabilized the energy, the gap was insurmountable. In the end, the attempt failed completely. The World Tree branch could not be transformed into a viable clone. All the preparation, all the sacrifices, led only to disappointment. For a long time, Luo Feng remained silent. Failure was not unfamiliar to him, but this one cut deep. He had come so close, closer than ever before, only to be rejected by the limits of his own cultivation. For a moment, even Luo Feng felt lost. What kind of special life form should his third clone be? He considered several alternatives, but none satisfied him. Some could succeed in cultivation, but the potential was limited. Others were powerful, yet lacked the unique qualities he sought. Luo Feng did not want an ordinary third clone. If he was going to risk everything, it had to be worth it. It was during this period of exploration that Luo Feng's gaze fell upon the Nine Netherworld. Within that mysterious and dangerous realm, he discovered the Ancestral Sea and the Imperial Sea. Among them, the Imperial Sea left the deepest impression. Each of the 108 princes of the Nine Netherworld possessed one. As long as the Imperial Sea existed, its owner could resurrect even after death, drawing upon its endless power. Such an ability was nothing short of terrifying. To Luo Feng, it represented a new possibility, a new path forward. If he could obtain even a portion of the Nine Netherworld Lord's Nine Nether Sea, perhaps he could use it to nurture his third avatar. The idea was bold, even reckless. The Nine Netherworld was not a place outsiders could casually enter. It was a domain ruled by ancient and powerful beings, and its native warriors treated intruders with absolute hostility. But Luo Feng was not someone who retreated in the face of danger. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. With his mind made up, he stepped onto this perilous path. While fleeing from the King of the Barking Mirror, Luo Feng was dragged into a massive vortex leading directly into the Nine Netherworld. What seemed like a desperate escape soon revealed itself as a double-edged sword. The moment he entered, Luo Feng felt countless terrifying auras surrounding him. Powerful and unique life forms filled this realm, each one capable of crushing ordinary experts with ease. Luo Feng initially chose caution, hiding his presence and avoiding unnecessary conflict. He knew that provoking the native powerhouses here would be suicidal. But the Nine Netherworld was not so easily deceived. Almost immediately after Luo Feng's arrival, his presence was detected. The laws of this realm were different, and outsiders stood out like sparks in darkness. When the Nine Netherworld Prince Jiuyou learned of Luo Feng's intrusion, his eyes lit up with cold ambition. To protect the dignity of the Nine Netherworld and to prove himself before his father, the Lord of the Nine Netherworld, Jiuyou decided to personally take action. Capturing and killing this outsider would be both a warning and a display of loyalty. Thus, a massive hunt began. At first, Luo Feng relied on speed and ingenuity. Using the wings of the Wushi clan, he tore through space, narrowly escaping multiple encirclements. Each escape pushed his limits further, forcing him to squeeze out every ounce of power. But Jiuyou was not an ordinary opponent. With a single command, he mobilized hundreds of millions of native warriors. Like a tightening net, they surrounded Luo Feng from all directions. Space itself seemed to compress under their pressure, leaving Luo Feng with fewer and fewer paths of retreat. As the encirclement closed in, the situation grew increasingly dire. Luo Feng's breathing steadied, but his mind raced. He knew that brute force would not be enough. Even worse, Jiuyou did not stop there. To ensure success, he dispatched a Universe Venerable to the battlefield. The moment that terrifying aura descended, Luo Feng felt a chill run through his soul. Against such an existence, even a single mistake would mean complete destruction. Desperation forced Luo Feng to use every trick at his disposal. He even disguised himself with the help of an immortal servant, attempting to slip through the chaos unnoticed. But Jiuyou saw through the deception almost instantly. His gaze pierced through layers of disguise, locking onto Luo Feng with unyielding certainty. At that moment, Luo Feng truly stood on the edge of life and death. Surrounded by countless enemies, suppressed by overwhelming power, and hunted by a Universe Venerable, Luo Feng's options were rapidly shrinking. Yet within his eyes there was no fear, only burning determination. Every crisis he had faced in the past had forged him into who he was today. This time would be no different. Whether through sacrifice, strategy, or an unexpected breakthrough, Luo Feng would not fall so easily. In the depths of the Nine Netherworld, as the encirclement tightened and the killing intent surged, Luo Feng prepared himself for the most dangerous gamble yet. The outcome of this battle would not only decide his survival, but also shape the future path of his cultivation. As the Nine Netherworld closes in and the hunt reaches its most suffocating moment, Luo Feng stands alone against overwhelming fate, surrounded by countless enemies and pressured by a Universe Venerable. Will he risk everything for a breakthrough or reveal a hidden trump card once again? The path ahead is shrouded in danger, but one thing is certain: Luo Feng has never been someone who bows to destiny. If you're excited to see how he escapes this deadly encirclement and whether the Nine Nether Sea can truly become the key to his third clone, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, the universe remains vast and Luo Feng's legend is far from over.